Happy anniversary, Resident Evil 4. You're officially an adult. 18 years ago, Resident Evil was reborn. In 2005, Capcom released the groundbreaking and highly influential Resident Evil 4 on the Nintendo GameCube. I was a young woman at the time, and when I first saw footage of Resident Evil 4, I was wowed because of the change of perspective and the, at the time, amazing graphics. There was skepticism about the huge change, but overall I was excited. I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about Resident Evil 4. On the one hand, it absolutely saved the franchise, especially when they ported it over to the PS2, a version that has more content but inferior graphics. Resident Evil definitely needed a shake-up at the time, but the game leans too much in the action direction for my taste. Ari had always been heading in a more action-packed direction. Resident Evil 2 was more action-focused than Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 3 was more action-focused than Resident Evil 2. The fog of nostalgia has obscured that fact, so you'll hear many classic Resident Evil fans claim that there was no increase in action until Resident Evil 4 was released, but that is untrue. Even Code Veronica in 2000 has more action than the original game. That game's cinematics copy the bullet time camera spin from The Matrix during key action sequences. Albert Wesker has superpowers, for goodness sake. I will acknowledge that Resident Evil 0 was kind of a return to a little bit of the slower pace, but that game was an outlier in so many ways. The point is, Resident Evil 4 saved the franchise, and even though it didn't do it perfectly, I think it's high time the OG classic fans, such as myself, show it the respect that it deserves. The fans who wanted the franchise to keep pre-rendered backgrounds, tank controls, and the like don't deserve to be happy, because it's silly to want to keep 25-year-old gameplay forever, and I'm only being a little facetious when I say that. So agree with me or get mad at me in the comments. Either way, I love you and have a swell day.